'Tis the season for spending money, but eventually it'll catch up with you if you're not careful. Bah humbug, right? Well, today we're heeding the financial ghosts of Christmas with the help of some local financial experts. Mark and Ryan Pape of Thrivent Financial are here with some tips on us so that we don't get caught up in all this spending. Good morning.
Good morning.
Okay, we're going to kind of have a little fun with it by talking about the ghosts of Christmas past, present, and future.
That's right.
When we're talking about Christmas past, what should we be thinking about?
Well, debt certainly qualifies as
okay.
the ghost of Christmas past, and unfortunately that's a ghost that may continue to haunt people for some time. I think basically the problem is that for a long time people have financed their lifestyle. They used their houses like ATM machines. They borrowed as much as they could. They bought everything under the sun, and if you look back to 2008, that kind of hit a peak when household debt represented 130% of household disposable income. And to put that in perspective, in the 50s, when our parents were in their 20s and 30s, that number was 35%. 130%. So we have a spending problem.
So, Mark, what do we do about that?
Well,
do we use our bonuses and things like that to pay it off?
That's one of the things. I think if you're fortunate enough to get a Christmas bonus, you might want to consider paying down credit card debt if you have credit card debt. I really think to adopt a different philosophy, maybe looking at living within your means, which sounds simple, but it means taking a look at what you need versus what you want.
And when we have credit cards, we don't always live within our means.
No,
we find other ways to spend.
Yeah, basically, if you don't have the money, don't buy it. And for people that are really struggling with debt, they can look at maybe credit counseling services like FISC. It's a financial information service center.
So
to get some help.
Take a look at your debt. That's the past. Ryan, let's talk about...
Yeah, now that the Grinch is done talking.
Yes.
Thanks a lot.
Bah humbug to you. Let's talk about the present.
Yes. Families need to face the facts of their current financial situation. Some things that they can look at is developing a spending plan. Track your expenses for 60 to 90 days, and that can give you an idea of where your money's going and then adjust accordingly. The second thing people should do is look at their credit history and their credit score. Annualcreditreporting.com, I believe, online. You can get a free credit report. So people should look into that. And tax season is just around the corner, so preparation around taxes is important to actually start looking into that now. And we know last week the Congress passed legislation regarding the tax relief bill. So I'm not a tax advisor, but consult your tax professionals regarding different things they could do end of year this year regarding deductible expenses that they may want to accelerate into 2010.
And do you have to do that today because we're running out of time before
It's
the end
coming
of
up
the year?
very quickly, so you need to consult your tax professional and look into alternatives that you may want to do in 2010. And we do know that the payroll tax is decreasing in 2011, so you may want to accelerate, if possible, income into next year.
Well, talking about next year, let's talk about the ghost of Christmas future.
Yes. The thing about the future is that families need to really have a solid protection and foundation around their financial plan. And what I mean by that is if something were to happen, people should have an emergency plan, typically 3 to 6 months expenses.
Okay.
That's very important.
It's hard to do.
It is hard to do, but it's important. If you lose your job, you got to have something in place. Additionally, folks should make sure that they have their insurances in place, life insurance, disability, long-term care, and they should review with their financial professional and make sure they have adequate coverage in the event that something happens to them.
There's some good points to think about. And Mark, real quickly, could you give us a few points to think about as we leave?
Well, I think look at your long-term savings program again. Live within your means. Develop a family spending plan. Make sure that you have a good solid foundation of protection, and then make sure your investment allocation is in line with your time horizon and your comfort level with risk.
Mark and Ryan Pape, thank you so much from Thrivent Financial for kind of getting us thinking about it while we're doing a little too much overspending right now. So it's good to be financially fit, and we thank you for your help.
Very good. Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas to you, too. We'll be right back. You're watching Good Day, Wisconsin.